morning everyone, and welcome to Ed's channel. Today I'd just like to show you something just a little bit different for me, because I only have a few mounted plants, and I just get them and put them on one side, and if they grow they grow, and if they don't they don't. I read up about them and one thing and another, but today I'd just like to show you a few mounted plants. Another plant I'd like to show you is this Arangis. This is Arangis citrata, a small epiphyte that grows in Madagascar. In the wild it likes to grow near moisture, water. It needs that kind of environment to survive. But the beauty about it is that it'll grow well under artificial lighting. You know, when the weather gets warm, I water it every day, but I always make sure it keeps nice and damp. They don't require feeding through the winter, but just feed them once a week from spring to the start of winter. These are beautiful little flowers, well worth growing. Grow well, just on a very small mount, as you can see. Nice roots, nice fleshy leaves, and beautiful flowers, and many of them on these 4 spikes. Well, that's another one. That is Arangis citrata. And last but not least is a Bulbophyllum. It's Bulbophyllum Wilmore Galaxy Star. Now this is yellowy reddish flowers which likes high humidity, with temperature range intermediate, sort of style, from 13°C up to 33 centigrade. Just like a monthly feeding of a balanced orchid food. Doesn't need a complete rest period, but a little less watering in winter. It does flower in the summer months, and grow them mounted, because they hate to be have the roots disturbed, more like an angraecum. They hate the roots disturbing. So if you have these types, just don't disturb them, mount them, leave them alone. This is doing very well. I haven't had it that long too, and it's growing 2 new shoots here, new growths, 1, 2, and it's also grown right round the back here. You see all the bulbs there. So that's going to do very well. Just misting in these winter months, and the roots are coming out, going into the moss, not planted on top of the moss, as I've said before. That's Bulbophyllum Wilmore Galaxy Star. Now this is a plant everybody knows. Affinity Falcata. It's again an epiphyte. It can be grown on slabs or in the special Affinity pots. You know, when the Japanese plant Affinitias, they put a high bank of sphagnum and put the plant in the top of there. They only do this so that the air can get a lot of roots. This is a plant I bought that was mounted with sphagnum on the top of the roots, and it didn't do well at all. But since I pulled it all off, you can see it's grown very well. I'll just turn it around so you can see the plant. I've just watered it, so hence you've got the things. Another thing, when you do water these, you've got to make sure that the water runs off the leaves and not into the crown of the plant. I think there's not a lot I can say about that, except they've got some beautiful white flowers when they do flower, but I don't find them the easiest. That's Affinity Falcata. Next plant is an Oncidium, Oncidia flexuosum. It can be grown indoors, and has a splendid spray of yellow flowers that just has a little dash of red on it. Again, it's a South American species and mostly grown as an epiphyte. It can also be grown successfully in a pot if it's planted very tightly in the pot. Now, I don't know why this is, because if it's in a pot and its roots are tight and it grows well, why, when you put it on a mount and let the roots grow anywhere it wants, does it grow well as that? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyhow, this is another that likes high humidity, a good bright light and morning sun. It likes good draining compost if you pot it, and give it a daily misting if kept in dry conditions. Fertilise once a week with an orchid food or any houseplant fertiliser. It's a nice plant with beautiful flowers. You can see the spike it's got on now. I'll just show you if I can do that. There it is, nice long spike. Plenty of new bulbs, new pseudo bulbs there coming on. You can see them all over. So that's another plant that's doing very well. That's Oncidium flexuosum. This one is Sophronitis coccinea, or some people say coccinea. If it's no longer Sophronitis now, it's Cattleya. But I don't know why the RHS keeps messing around with names, because if anybody sees this, I think they all refer to it as Sophronitis, which is another species, miniature epiphyte from Brazil. It can tolerate temperatures from around 8 degrees up to 28 degrees. And once again, this type of plant likes humidity. It tends to form new roots just once a year before the start of the winter. The colour flowers on these range from red into yellow and last about 6 weeks. Excuse me, I'm a bit can't get my breath for some reason. The best method for growing this depends on its conditions. For areas on the warm side, I think they are best grown in small terracotta pots with New Zealand sphagnum. They shouldn't be planted too heavily in the sphagnum, because the roots would like plenty of air. So to me, the best way to keep these is on bark. This particular plant must have at least 20 new growths, and it hasn't flowered yet, but you can see it's growing very, very well. And this is what I mean about getting the plants with good roots. Don't cover them with sphagnum. Just let them grow normally. Is that a flower spike there? Probably not. It's probably just a root. Anyhow, that's Sophronitis or Cattleya, coccinea or coccinea. The next plant I'd like to show you is an epidendrum. Pendulum Peperomia. This is another plant which is found in South America, Venezuela and Colombia, and is once again an epiphyte. It doesn't have any pseudobulbs, but the leaves grow on a short stem, as you can see, like that. And it will tolerate bright light and even full sun. It likes ample watering, and it can be watered for 9 months in the year and misted for the other 3 months. It'll grow best mounted on tree bark for obvious reasons. You can't pot it if it's no pseudobulbs hardly. And you can put it on any type of bark, cork, pine, oak, or something like that. But it grows on moss on trees. It doesn't grow in moss, which means if you're sort of mounting a plant and you buy a new plant that you want to mount and it's got good roots, if you want to use moss, make sure you put the roots on the moss and not the moss on the roots, and then you'll get a bit of air to the roots and a bit of light to the roots, and it's much better than putting the moss and covering the roots, which if you allow the moss to dry out, it's drying the roots out and not doing it any good. And now this one, it gets little tiny flowers on it. As you can see here, I'll see if I can close up so you can get to that little plant there. I'll just go back to the camera and check on that. Now where is it? Difficult when you're not used to these things. There it is. Can you see it there? And in a few weeks' time this should be absolutely one mass. That's Pendulum Peperomia. Thank you for watching. I hope somebody's enjoyed it, and if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it very much. So until next time, thank you again for watching. Bye.